Okay, this is going to be the first of a series of videos on the Nightmare Anthology, so you'll notice the spooky music and the weird filter effects because I'll put these on for ambience, because why not? Also, I just noticed, quite funny, you can actually see across my chest how it's doing this, the barrel of the PPSH, which is sort of funny. Anyway, so what the Nightmare Anthology is going to be is, because I'm on lots of different medications that can actually cause nightmares and sort of very vivid dreams, almost every single night now I get a nightmare. So what I thought I'd do is the more interesting ones I'd actually kind of record down onto a text file roughly what happened in them, and then I could do a video series talking about the nightmares. Now I'm probably only going to do one of these videos sort of every 2 weeks or a month, because not everybody will be interested in them, and sort of you know, often I'll have nightmares that aren't even creepy. Sometimes I just have nightmares where embarrassing social things happen or something like that, you know, which are kind of boring and bland. So this is going to be for like some of the nightmares that particularly creep me out. So this one is going to feature 3 nightmares I've had, and I've not written them into like cool creepy pastas. I'm just going to talk roughly about what happened in the nightmare. The first one's the mystery meat machine, then the second one is the black cat, and then the third one is where have the people gone, sort of the missing people. So the first one, the meat machine, this was a really weird one. So basically what happened in the nightmare, there was a food shortage and food prices went really high. And then this man comes into the town and he's got a machine, and the machine produces like sort of kind of like spam sort of meat. It just comes out on a conveyor belt from the machine, and he sells the meat very, very cheaply, so lots of people start buying it. But it's discovered later on, unfortunately, that eating this meat has caused mutations and sort of horrible defects, and people are slowly going crazy that have eaten the meat. Now I think the influence on this nightmare may have been something like mad cow disease and sort of watching things like Chernobyl, where people are dying horribly from sort of necrosis caused by acute radiation syndrome. And it was that sort of thing in the nightmare, that the more people that we were eating this, you know, the crazier they were going and things like that. And I'm sure there's probably films I've seen as well with a similar premise to that, that there's some sort of, you know, disease or bacteria in the food or water that's slowly turning people. They weren't turning into zombies or anything, and there certainly wasn't human meat in the meat machine. It was just, whatever reason, it was very cheap meat made from, you know, I guess ground up leftovers of different animals, and that's why it led to this sort of mad cow kind of disease thing for the people who ate it. But there was also lots of things, you know, like very much it leading to a Fred's type scenario where there was all these birth defects and stillbirths and everything. It was quite horrible, and that one really freaked me out when I woke up. Obviously, I knew very quickly after waking up that it hadn't really happened, but I think because it was based on certain things in history that have really happened, that was, you know, what creeped me out about it. So there was that one. Then there was the black cat. Now this is quite a simple one. I was in a sort of motel room and there was a scratching at the door. When I opened the door, this sort of black cat came in and started attacking me, and I was sort of hitting the cat with like railings and things like that, trying to get it off, and it was scratching me all up. And what I hated about this dream is, because I'm very much an animal person, as you know, I volunteer at an animal shelter, I was having to, you know, like bludgeon this cat to death to stop it attacking me. But the problem was, every time I beat the cat, it became more and more mangled, but it still kept attacking me until there was this kind of like writhing mass of, you know, broken bits of a cat attacking me. So that was pretty horrible. What could have influenced this nightmare? Maybe the Legend of How House, or the book How House, about, you know, because there's a bit in that where one of the women in it is attacked by like this sort of possessed cat. Other than that, I don't really know. And the third one was sort of where have the people gone, the missing people. This was one where sort of I was trying to contact people, and ever slowly people stopped responding to phone calls and things like that. People stopped going into work. To start with, I thought people were trying to ignore me, so maybe there's a bit of, you know, like a social phobia nightmare coming into this one. But what it actually was is people were just vanishing off the face of the earth, not leaving a trace. And then search parties were formed. I was in one of these search parties where we were going out at night, seeing if we could find where the people were. So we were walking around in the dark with flashlights, and then the acceleration of people disappearing sped up, where, you know, you'd be turn around, the person you were standing next to with a flashlight had just disappeared. Eventually, at the end of the nightmare, I was just alone in a field, sort of darkness surrounding me. My flashlight battery was going out, and everybody had vanished, and I was the last person that I knew of on Earth. So that was a creepy one. There's films like Where Have All the People Gone and things like that that probably influenced it. Sort of some of those like post-apocalyptic films where people just either all die or disappear. And again, you know, that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know. If people absolutely hate them, maybe I won't do more of these, but it's quite interesting, some of the nightmares I have, because as I said, I'm on lots of different medication for things like the ulcerative colitis and asthma, and lots of those can apparently cause dreams or nightmares, and because I'm on several different medicines that cause that, they probably have an accumulative effect where they all do that. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video, let me know what you think, and then in a couple of weeks to a month's time, when I've had some more good nightmares or interesting ones, I'll jot down the weird premises of the nightmares, and then I'll do a follow-up nightmare video, and it'll be all part of the Nightmare Anthology series that, if this one's popular, I'll carry on with. So thanks for watching.